Segment three. This is the moment that Jeff and I have been waiting for. Jeff has been anxiously trying to get to a place where he's excited to just destroy me in this argument, or so he claims. I'm excited to hold it down for my three stripes brethren. But the debate is going to be this. We're going to talk about what is the best circuit for travel basketball. That's it. That's the question. I think that we can both agree that there are two that really take the cake. This is not a knock to any of the other circuits, but the reality is when you talk about depth of talent and you talk about just the marketing and everything that goes into the into those circuits being great, I think the top two are Adidas and Nike, and I think that you would agree with that.
Sure.
Okay. So why don't we start off just in general? Like you clearly are going to take the Nike stance. I'm going to hold it down for Adidas. Um, Go ahead. What is your kind of opening argument as to why that's the case?
Well, first of all, I want to say that you wanted this. You actually chose Adidas. So shout out to you for that. From my end, as far as the highest level of talent, they play in the UIBL. It's proven. We look at as I do with everything, we look at the top level of basketball. Look at the NBA. Look at how the NBA is structured. In 2023, November, they did a survey of 392 American born players who were eligible to play in these circuits 2010 or later. Of that 392, 213 of them, 54% were UIBL players. And of that 392, only 61 were Adidas players. So I'll start there.
And you'll stop there. That's the deal.
I'll start there. But if you look further, I mean, you even as they update the drafts, like this most recent draft, you had 13 guys from in the first round from the UIBL. Then it drops off to 10 international, and then three independent, and then you have two for three SSB, and then one for UA Next and Pro 16. It's just
So
interesting to see how kind of as far as the top level talent, because you made a great point before we jumped on. Obviously, the top prospects are going to go to the NBA and they're going to be considered EYBL players, but they were going to play Nike regardless. But I think that kind of is proof in the numbers that, yeah, the best players do play in EYBL for the most part, or at least the highest level players, the guys who flourish at the highest level do.
so all of the guys that you're mentioning though, would they not be pros at any classification? Would they not be pros at any circuit?
More than likely, but I mean, we can't deal in hypotheticals here. I mean, I'm just basing this off of numbers.
Yeah, but like you can deal in hypotheticals in the sense of like those guys were going to be pros regardless. So that is more of like a marketing, like longevity of a program and their focus. Like, by the program, I'm referring to the sneaker company. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm thinking about Adidas as a whole, I'm thinking about like what is going to translate basketball wise to the next level. You're talking about pros and the highest level of basketball. That's fine. Like I can understand where you're coming from in that. There is no way that you could say, having seen both of those events, that a team from top to bottom that is more collegiate ready is not 3SSB. There's no way. Like you're talking about players, and this is the thing. Like I'll concede the fact that like there may be more stars, right? But when you start talking about the general, like I'm going top to bottom of the entire league, right? The number one center in the country was an Adidas guy.
Okay.
It's not debatable. Those are the facts. You're talking
Yeah.
about guys like Caleb Holt, who I guarantee you is going to be in that mix for number one. I don't know that he'll get there, but he's going to be in the mix because of where he goes to high school now and because of his trajectory. Then you're talking about guys who aren't even on that list, like the point guard who's going to Purdue from Indiana Elite, who would go into the EYBL sessions and fry. So I'm just talking about the depth of talent and in terms of college readiness the argument of, well, oh, well, Nike gets pro. They're pros anyway.
don't
It
know that that's
was
fair.
anyway.
I don't know that that's fair, but I do hear your overall
So
sentiment. And
AJ wasn't a pro when he was in ninth grade.
I mean, I definitely thought so, but it's not. That's not the overarching point. I don't know that. I mean, even beyond the pros, what's to say that Nike doesn't prepare you for college?
No, and I think that we would need data on that before we were just able to jump into that. I'm just saying by what I've seen, having seen both of them, I'm telling you that the quality of the games that I'm seeing is better with 3SSB. That's all.
But I'd
Again,
also like to preface with,
one man's opinion, but this is what I have seen.
I hear you, and I would also like to counter that, but just by simply saying, I think it's all got watered down. I want to reiterate that over the last few years, everything has gotten watered down. When I the last EYBL session I went to was before COVID. So when I see these teams now, I think it's not as good. I think you see a lot more lopsided competition, but that's more so based on the geography of things. Um, I just think the talent pools are watered down. But that said, even with that, since 2010, you still and you can look at the NBA and say, and I'm not trying to hammer that point home, but it's not just stars. There are role players. I mean, there's players of every level that have been. I mean, Team CP3 it led the in 2023 the NBA with 11 guys, and then you play Canada with 10. I don't know. I mean, how many of the Team CP3 guys could you definitely name, and are they stars? I don't think so, but they have plenty of guys in the league. So I'm just saying that I think both can be true. I think both prepare you for college. And from what I've seen, obviously I haven't been to many in the last few years, but I feel like Nike still has the top teams based off what I see.
I would love to see them line it up though.
Absolutely.
Like, and I tend to see, again, my perspective is that when those matchups take place, 3SSB is going to be more prepared for those type of matchups. And here's the reality, right? Like, especially if you look at a team like Game Elite, right? Those dudes were with each other all the way throughout high school. They were with each other the entire time. They were extremely impressive. Like, it's not just Caleb Holt, it's all the other guys that are all part of that roster and a part of that program, plus the coaching staff, plus whoever. I think that what happens is a lot of times people get blinded by the swoosh because they see the excessive nature of what Peach Jam is. Peach Jam is an incredibly impressive event. Like, I'm not here to knock what that is. I'm just saying that from the perspective of a basketball mind, to me, when I go and see these teams and I'm seeing offense and structure and team makeup and all these different things, I think at Nike, you probably are dealing with a few more teams who are just stacking teams with stars without no any real continuity.
That's fair.
I mean, I don't see that when I see Indiana Elite. I don't see that when I see some of these other great Adidas teams like Wildcat Select, Team Loaded. Like, I mean, these are teams that have played EYBL teams this year and mashed them. So I'm just saying that from the perspective, this is, I think, more a difference in what we value as like literal individuals, right? Like perspectives. You're focusing on what is the top level of basketball? Where are you going to get to, right?
Yeah.
The pros.
Yep.
I'm focused on what is going to prepare you for what is the next level. The next level is not the pros. The next level is college, and then it is the pros.
Right.
So when I think about the grit and the toughness of EYBL, it's all the way, or excuse me, EYBL and Adidas. But when I think about the general like the landscape of how things are going, I think it's got to be Adidas all the way, all the way.
Yeah, that's
What are
fair.
your other arguments? I know that you
I
got
mean,
more lined up.
no, mine was really based more on the NBA talent. I think that really was my overarching point. I don't have a whole lot as far as the college guys go because I don't have the thousands of players that are in college right now. But I do think that not to say that this is good, bad, or indifferent, but kind of how you see college teams restructuring every single year and there being a revolving door. I don't think this is necessarily a good point, but it's more just the reality of these EYBL teams have a lot more of that type structure where it is you're really going to have to figure it out and find your role, as opposed to this is a cohesive unit from day one to your team building point.
Sure. Well, the other thing that I think that Adidas is doing a really good job of, which continues to show how they're at the forefront of this, is they are doing a good job of taking their stars and making them Adidas young men and women earlier. I think that that matters, and I think that it matters for marketing. I think that you see people like a Darren Peterson who are already benefiting from it tremendously. And people will say, oh, well, that's not possible for the 250th ranked player. And you're 100% right. That is true, but it's still more possibilities being given. And I think that that's a really positive thing in the light of NIL, which I think is really cool for them to be doing. So, another kind of cool thing, I just wish that there wasn't this like, it's so easy to be blinded by like what is said to like, what it makes me think of is like, let's just settle this with games. Like, let's get the game set up.
Sure.
Like, that'll never happen.
That just happened.
It will never happen ever. Um, it will never happen for any organization, and it will never happen for any, like, it's just, it's tough because now the threat is, oh, well, we beat you, so we'll take your guys. Like
Right,
that's
right.
the reality. So it is what it is. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't agree with that point at all. But it's just one of those things that we just have to be aware of. But I mean, I'm team three stripes all the way. I was so impressed. The number one takeaway I had when I walked into the gym in Texas, the first session that I was there for Adidas was how difficult it was to win. Like that is a testament to coaching. It's a testament to depth of talent. It's a testament to strategy. It's not just a testament to you having a star. Like there's a difference in terms of what I think is valued. Adidas is more aligned to my value. That's why I'm going with them. That's the reality. I think that
That's
you would
fair.
agree that Nike that would apply for that for you.
Sure.
There you have it. Inconclusive. Let us know what you think is the best. Um, I mean, I don't know. I think that it probably will go either way. A lot of love, a lot of love for people on the Adidas side, though. I got to hold it down, man. Everybody's giving like knocking it like it's some secondary circuit. Like it isn't. I mean, I just want to see the games lined up. That's all. I just want to see the games lined up.